Okay, it's me. It's Commander Baron von Zoomski coming to you across the intergalactic interstellar relays. What are we doing? Searching for Raxxla. What else would we be doing? So here we are. Oh, she looks a bit battered. Look at that. Speckled hen is looking really speckled now. Yeah. I'm liking that. I'm liking the style. But we're not going to paint her up yet. We'll paint her up later. Yes. Looking good. Fantastic. Okay. So, while she's there looking all pretty, I'm gonna show you what it is that we're doing. So this is the third installment, hopefully the last actually. Because we've not got many worlds left to go through. You can see on the left-hand corner, left-hand side, all of the worlds that we've visited so far during this expedition. And this is an expedition searching for Raxxla or signs or clues to where Raxxla might be by taking a look at the old worlds, the worlds where all the power used to be in the universe, and these worlds are the ones that are where the original game is based, and indeed it's where many of the books are based as well. So if you read any of the Elite Dangerous Lore, that's any of the books that are in the store, or indeed the Dark Wheel, which is the book that everybody talks about when we discuss Raxxla. It's all set in the old world. It's all set in these systems that we've got here, the old part of the system, or the old world as they call themselves, and that is where we are. So yeah, it's that's the plan. I think my music's just a little bit too loud. There we go. See if that's any better. Okay. So let's give you a better idea of where that old world is. I'll show you. This is it. This is where we're going. Hey, Powers. Good to see you. Can you hear me all right? The music's not too loud, is it? Just making sure. Nice wear and tear. Hey Spock, welcome to the stream. Okay, good, just making sure. Just making sure. So, this is where we're going. We're going to the old worlds here. And we're going to go and basically have a look around, have a look at tourist beacons, and try to fly around and see if we can find any sort of clues on our search for Raxxla, and this is what we're doing. So you can see on the left hand side there, we've got quite a few. We've got quite a few that we've visited already. So you know, that was a picture, Spork. Oh, I can turn. Okay. Let's move it down a bit. How's that? That should be a little better. Okay, there we go. Spock, that was a picture of the old worlds. Do you want to see it again? So in the lore of the game, that's where the game used to be based. In fact, it used to be based in a place called Lave or Lave, and that's kind of towards the middle to the right hand side of DSO there on that picture, and that's pretty much where the game started out all that time ago. In 1984, I think, was when the first Elite game came out, and that's pretty much where the game first was. Now we're looking for Raxxla, and Raxxla, well, we don't even know what it is. We've no idea what it is or where it is. There's not a lot of clues out there, unfortunately, that point us in the right direction. So we're kind of coming up with theories and investigating those theories, and that's what we're continuing to do here. So you know, so we got a few places left to visit, which we're going to try and do today. We're gonna go out to Gunnery Slade, Neganot, KBs, Flitty, whatever that is, Lave itself, Zeons, and Tainisla, and we're going to see what we can find out there, what information we can find, and just make sure that we're fully aware, and also fly around the system itself, make sure we're not missing anything that's coming up in our scanner, you know, that kind of thing. So that's the plan. So the next place we're going to go to is Gurney Slade. Okay, so I'm going to plot a course here. I think we're in Shinrata at the moment. So there we go. Okay, let's go to Gurney Slade. I've got a lot of bounties there. I've got a hand in. I hope I don't die. I've got a fortune there in bounties. Okay, let's go. So. Go. Pump down that. Let's go and plot a course to Gurney Slade. There it is. So we're going to go here. Okay. So, 2 jumps in my brand new wrecked Speckled Hen. She's been around now, Speckled Hen, for quite a while. Just equipped her with a new Guardian FSD booster. It's got a boost up to about 50 now, maybe just under. So yeah, it's all good. Let's go off and have a look. Bugger off, get out of my way. Okay. Away we go.
Have a safe journey.
I think I'd quite like to go and visit some of the brand new outposts that have been discovered down towards the Pleiades sector. I'd quite like to go and take a look at those soon and see what we can find down there. I bet it's some really good lore down there, you know. That's the one spot. We're going to go and take a look, see what tourist beacons are there, see what we can find out. Simple as that.
Fuel scooping complete.
Here we go.
Frame shift drive.
Gurney Slade, here we come. So what do we know about Gurney Slade? Well, let's just check the old database. Oh.
Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Okay.
Fuel scooping complete.
Gurney Slade has, as far as, a cargo vessel Ford Prefect. Right, we're going to look at that. Let's go have a look at that, shall we? Hey. Oh, thank you, Spock. Certainly going to try and find it, mate. That's what we're trying to do. I've not been the only one searching for this. There's many commanders that are looking for this. You go on the forum, there's like a 150 150 page thread about the search for Raxxla, and they've tried a lot of different things and nobody's found it yet. So I'm hoping what we're doing here, we're kind of just ticking off the boxes, if truth be told. You know, I really got a clue to say that it's out here. I got some ideas and some theories, but that's all they are. I haven't really got anything more than that. But by doing this kind of stuff, we're ticking off what we've done, you know. So yeah, I think they, you know, well, Raxxla. No, do you know what? It's a good point, Spork. Basically, people have been searching for it for a long time. It's supposed to be in the game somewhere. Frontier have turned around and said it is there. They've also said that there will be no clues, but finding it will be a part of everybody's personal journey. David Bateman recently on the live stream, literally last week, said of course it's in the game, but it's not so much finding it, it's understanding what it is that's more important. So all the theories that we've had now about Raxxla, we've had a theory that it's a rogue planet that's moving from system to system, it's a ship, maybe one of the generation ships has been mentioned, it's supposed to be a link or a connection to some place, who knows. Okay, structure detected. Cargo vessel forward perfect. Fantastic. What can we see here? Banner class bulk cargo vessel. Okay. Oh, so do I, Spoke. I thoroughly enjoy the lore of Elite Dangerous. I'm currently reading through the books, trying to get my head around everything that's going on there. I don't think I got a fire group with my thingy scanner on it. Yeah, I haven't. Okay, we're going to have a separate data link. There we go. Yeah, it's not straightforward. What you have to do is get your head around the history, Spork, and that's the problem. Is because I have learned so much history in searching this place. Oh cool, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. Target identifiers use data like scanning to interrogate scanner. Okay. Fantastic. What scanner? Automated defense. No. We don't want cargo bays or assault turrets. And we don't want a Python either. What's going on? What do you want? A ship log uplink. That's what we want. Let's go have a look at that. I'm going to turn my lights on. Oh, look at that. Out of range. How far do you have to be? Jesus. Right, okay, there we go. Right, so a little scan, see what information we can get from this place. Uplink log. Oh, we got a log. Let's go have a look. Flight operations plan for Banner class bulk cargo ship. Gurney Sleigh, proximity to all base from Saga. Okay. Please maintain a safe flying distance at all times. Thank you very much. Okay, cool. So that's where it's going, then I guess. Yeah. We got anything else we can scan on this thing? No, not really. So it must be one of those places, or a hackable comms array. Ooh, what do you have to do to hack that? Oh, I might get blown up here. What do you reckon? I don't think I'm going to be able to hack this, do you? I'll try though, and then bugger off, I think, very quickly. Bugger, I'm going to drop into it. Oh no, it's not good.
Scan detected.
Uh-oh. We're being scanned now as well. Just to make things even worse.
Scan detected.
Stop scanning me! Right. So I think you're not going to say anything to me? Okay, we're going to try and hack this place then. Here we go. Sub-targets identified. No, it's not really telling us very much, is it? No. Well, nothing there. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Never mind. Okay, off we go. Bit of a war going on there, though. That's good. It's good to know. So that's interesting. What else we got going on here? Some conflicts. There's quite a few bases around here, actually. Wow, look at those. They're miles out. Loads of light second control. We're going to take a look at those. But I'm not seeing any... Okay, we're going to go to Gurney Base 6. No. Yeah, I'm not seeing any... Oh, bloody hell. Any tourist beacons. Yeah, so we'll to find out. Spoke, if you've got any questions, I'd be more than willing to answer them for you. I can... One of the reasons why I stream is to try and pass on what it is that I've learned, because you're right, it is difficult to find lore on this game. The truth is, it's in books, and it's in books that you have to buy from the store, the Frontier store, so to speak. Okay, here we go. Wow, look at that. That's a nice picture, isn't it? Look at that. That's beautiful. Well, the camera and have a look at that, shall we? There we go. Wow. Hey, Steve. Welcome to the stream. So, I was talking with Mem, we were in the Magpie Mafia chat the other day, shooting stuff, chilling out, and I was talking to Mem, and he pointed me in the right direction of some really cool stuff. In particular, a link to something that I think is pretty cool, and I'm actually going to go and take a look at some point. So, you know. But you're more than willing to take a look yourselves. So this is a link to a Google Docs, and this is something that somebody's put together with all the outposts that they know in the game. And you can go visit those outposts and learn lore and things. And there's about 6 or 7 outposts that have been discovered since the patch came out, since the Chapter 2 came out. So I really want to go and take a look at those, because one of them's an Aegis base, which is cool. So yeah, you know. It's RAXXLA. Would you like the link to the forum, Spork? Would that help? you go. That's a link to the forum. You know, and that pretty much is a running thread of people who are searching for Raxxla, and it talks about things that have happened in the past. It talks about references to books and things and lore. It's very interesting. It's a really interesting read. If you can get past all the people whinging because they've not found it yet, then yes, it's a really interesting read. Oh, nice drink there. Right, let's have a look. Not really coming up with anything at the moment. Nothing in range. So nothing's jumping at me. Yeah, you've kind of got to wade through it. Steve's right. You gotta cut out all the bullshit where they're arguing about things and you know, read what's actually there. Yeah. Simple as that. Okay, getting a bit closer now to Gurney Slade 6. There we go. We just hit the thing. We're not getting anything else coming up here, so I think we're going to go for, what's the other one? Oh, slow down. Gurney Slade 6 and Gurney Slade 7, which is even further out. So let's go for the Gurney Slade 7. Let me take a look. What's going on there? Yeah. Checkpoints, conflict zone, high intensity. Okay. Yeah, that's a really, really good point now, Steve. It's worth saying this now. I mean, I've always talked about in the game there being 3 sorts of lore. So, for me, there is what I call Type 1 lore, and that is lore that is in the game itself. So, you know, where you can go and visit a tourist beacon, or you can read a Galnet article. Yeah, and that for me is inexplicably official. Whether it's meant to lead you down the wrong path, or maybe it's somebody playing with you, you know, but it's part of the storyline, is irrelevant. It's lore. It's in the game. It's concrete. Yeah. Also, the books that are in the store for the Frontier store, whilst I would say that 90% of it is official lore. It's official. It's concrete. You have to kind of remember that these people have been given a certain degree of artistic license. So as long as you're okay with that, you can believe 90% of what's in those books is in the game, but it's not always true. And then there's Type 2 lore, which is stuff people have said or stuff people have written that partly may be in the game and some parts aren't. And you have to kind of go in and investigate that yourself. And unfortunately, the best lead we have for Raxxla, which is the book The Dark Wheel, yeah, isn't really official lore. Nobody's actually turned around and said it's 100% official, that. So we have to kind of treat it as Type 2 information. And then there's the worst kind of information, which is Type 3. Type 3 is where somebody says something and there's nothing to back it up, and it becomes like Chinese whispers. For example, the Chinese whisper about Raxxla that I also... Oh my god, it's like the 5-0 is going to come and get me. The Chinese whisper for Raxxla that I always love is the story about somebody saying that a commander has jumped into the system where Raxxla is, honked, and then carried on flying. So yeah, you know, I'm yet to actually see some concrete evidence where this has been said, and I've not seen that yet. So you have to be very careful about, you know, stuff that is said about things like Raxxla and other places. I can't really see anything else here, guys, that's really intriguing, so I think we may have to leave this alone. Steve, so what you will find is you will come to your own conclusions, research you do, and work the way through the key points taken off by you. Yes, you're right, Steve. You're absolutely right. It's good to create. And as Powers so correctly says, and still not find it. That's quite true. That's quite true. Okay, guys, we're gonna change our text on our screen here and say that we've had a look at Gurney Slate now, and we can't find anything there that is really telling us about what's happening. So we're gonna go to Negenhot next. And the good thing about the old worlds is that they're all pretty much within jumping distance of each other. So, you know, that's important, because remember that these were the location of the old games. And back then, they didn't have very good frame shift drives like we do. They jumped maybe 7 or 8 light years a jump at the most, you know. Gotta keep going, Steve. Gotta keep going. Yeah. Don't worry, mate. Don't worry. One of us will find it. Yeah, whether it's me, you, one of the other many commanders out there searching. What I want is somebody to find it because they had an idea about something, or they had a theory about something and it came through. What I really, really hate, and I really hope this doesn't happen, is somebody finds it because they accidentally stumbled upon it. That would really annoy me, that. Yeah. Okay, so we have quite a few things here, lots of extraction sites, but not really anything jumping out at me, but I will be flying out to some of these further places. So yeah, that's interesting. Yep. Yeah, we're going to fly out to Negenhot 8. Okay. Some guy in his Sidewinder, you know, accidentally finds it. That would annoy me so much. It'd also be pretty cool. It'd also be pretty cool because then we know it exists, full stop, and we know that it's there, and we can actually go visit it. That'd be pretty smart, you know. Link between some I think there is too, Steve. I really do. So I think that the Pilots Federation has a lot to do with it, an awful lot to do with it. So the factions that are within the Pilots Federation, such as the Dark Wheel, yeah, you know, I think that's a big, huge part of it. So, brother, good to see you. Well, welcome to the stream. We're doing a little bit of exploration here, searching for Raxxla, going around the old worlds. How are you today? But yes, I've done a lot of reading into the Pilots Federation, and I'm now fairly convinced that they are the ones who control what's on your map, what's on your galaxy map. Spork, we've no idea what it is. We've no idea. That's the problem. Our speculation here is based upon information that we've got before, but we've absolutely no idea. In fact, there is a riddle, Spork. There is a riddle. So the riddle that comes with Raxxla is that it's a place that is not a place, a key that is also a door, or also the door, sorry, and a myth, a legend. That's it. That's the riddle that comes with it. Steve has a question. Simple question for you all based on modern conspiracy, which is partly used in this game. Are you ready? Okay, go for it. Go for it. We're all listening, Steve. Go for it. I agree with you, Powers. I really do. There's nothing here. Nothing jumping up at me out here. I think we're going to have to... we'll do a bit of a flyby. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's all good. Who controls the world? A group of shadowy individuals. Oh, you're Cartel Gaming. Oh, Cartel. My God, yeah, I've not seen you in ages, mate. How are you? Okay, I think we've... Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any more out of here. We can't get any more information, unfortunately. Okay. We're gonna change the text. We've had a look around this system. It's not really pointing anything out to us. Let's go on to the next place. The Illuminati, Steve. The New World Order. It's got a million names, mate. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Well, what do I call you? Do I call you Soul Brother? I don't mind that. I'm a Blues Brothers fan myself. Okay, we're going to have a look at KBs now. KBs. Okay. How about the elite? Oh, yes, I love it. Yes. Well, Steve, it's funny you should say that. Did you know that within the Pilots Federation there is a group of people, yeah, called the elite pilots? Did you know that? And that is in the law. Okay, we're gonna go to... Where is it? Can't find it on here. KB. SB. Okay, I'll call you SB, mate. It's all good. It's all good. Raxxla is in the game. It's definitely in the game, mate, because they told us now. And Braben himself, on livestream, has told us. On livestream, he has turned around and told us flatly, it is in the game, but it's what it is that is more important. Yeah. Well, Steve, what's the club? Yeah? What's the club? You know, go and read Reclamation. It tells you all about the club in there. Right, K-E-B-E... Is it S? Is that it? Have I found it? Oh, there it is. Yay! Well, it could be. They could be the elite group, yeah? They could be.
Frameshift drive charging.
Why is it not too far away from Sol?
4,
SB?
3, 2, 1. Engage.
If you don't mind me asking. Jump is it? Oh no, we're here. This is the place. Has it got a nav beacon? Let's have a look. What's this nav beacon? Hey, there's nothing wrong with theories, mate. Nothing wrong with theories. Let me turn the question around on you, Steve. Yeah. Okay. So imagine. The planet that is locked in Sol is mentioned in the lore. Right. SB, could you just elaborate a bit more on that? Yeah? Could you elaborate, first of all, which piece of lore are you talking about and what's the source of it? Because that's really important if you've read something I haven't. Yeah. Steve, let me turn this around. Okay, so there's a club. Let's imagine there's a club, yeah? Let's imagine there's a club that's running everything in the background and is playing off emperors and presidents against each other or whatever it may be for whatever reason. And that is the question I'm asking you. What is the reason? Yeah? What's the reason why they're doing that? Yes, please, SB. If you could tell me where you read that, that'd be very helpful. Okay, there we go. We got most of the system now. So we're gonna have a look around here. We're gonna have to fly out. So we can't. So you have to be within 1,000 light seconds for anything to pop up that might be out of the unusual. So we're gonna fly out to KB's 4. Yeah, and then we're on to a winner, aren't we? But SB, you know, if you want to get together at some point and have a chat about it, I'd be more than willing to do so. I've read an awful lot into Raxxla now. I've got I've got a lot of theories as to what's going on. Most of which I discuss on this stream. Because I'm that kind of guy. I like to, you know.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
So, to push humanity to survive against what?
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Ah, no problems, SB. More than willing to have a chat with you, mate. There we go. Oh, what did we discover there? What was going on there? Right, we got a few things here. Okay. Slow down out. I don't know if I agree with that, Steve. I think this is my take on it. I think that the club want to unify and weaponize humanity against an outside threat. a threat that they know is on its way. That's what I think. The problem is that this threat is so great and so yes, SB, the club, yes. It's so big that they actually think that we might not survive it. So imagine that you had that knowledge. Imagine you knew that on the horizon there was something terrible that was coming. Yeah? And there's probably a very good chance that we won't be able to stand up to it. Yes, SB. Yes, there is the threat. There is this running theory. And do you know where that theory comes from, SB? Because I will explain it. I'm not getting anything here. We're going to fly out to the furthest point, which is KB6, and take a look and see what's coming. Maybe, Steve, maybe. Your guess is as good as mine, mate. Yeah. Yeah. So we're talking about the Thargoids. So, about 50 years ago, well, 55, 57, 58 years ago, there was a war. There was a Thargoid and human war. And we got our asses handed to us. Big time. And in the end, they, being the club, changed their tact. And they made the Federation and the Empire work together to produce INRA. And INRA developed a weapon called the Microid virus to take them out. But they knew that they weren't dead. They knew that they would be back. You know, they'd be back. And they knew this. You know, that they knew this so much that they actually shut down their own listening posts, which were designed to listen to see if they were coming back. So they knew they were coming back. Not only did they know that they were coming back, but they also knew what the Thargoids were all about. And in the unofficial lore of the game, the Thargoids are split into two different warring clans, the names of which have escaped me. I think one's the Osirians or something like that. And I'll have to look it up. But they basically, there's like a sort of domestic cult and there's a war cult. And the domestic cults and the war cults are having a civil war. And apparently the ones we're fighting right now are not even the war cult, they're the other ones. And they're hoping that they can use as a buffer between the ones they're warring with. Now that, I hasten to add, is not official lore. But it is hinted at that humans and Thargoids have had discussions in the past, and that is hinted at in lots of places. For example, look at Soontil. Soontil and the relics of Soontil are Thargoid in origin. The lore of the game states that Thargoids were in Soontil, and it's a place where humans and Thargoids actually met and discussed things. But it's totally and utterly secret and unofficial. Aegis are fueling the war at the moment. I don't think they're fueling the wars, SB. I think that what they're trying to do is to develop weapons to take them on. Yeah, for the first time, ever since something called the London Accord, what happened was about 5 or 6 years ago, there was, before 5 or 6 years ago, in fact more than 5 or 6 years ago, probably 10 years ago, there was a treaty that was signed by the Federation and the Empire, which basically said, stop making footloads of megaships, because they had so many megaships that if they'd had a full-scale war between the two superpowers, losing hundreds and hundreds of megaships every day wouldn't have dented their stockpiles. So the London Accord said, stop doing that because you're going to blow each other to bits. And then when the club realised that the Thargoids were coming back, they arranged for the London Oresians and Clatsians. Thank you, Steve. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, they arranged for the London Accord to be broken down, and you ended up with suddenly it was okay to make lots of weapons and build weapons up, because they wanted people to make lots of weapons and lots of megaships. Yeah. Before when the London Accord was in place, it was illegal for you to develop weapon technology. So engineers were illegal. But of course, when they ended the London Accord, that meant that engineers could come out from hiding, and that's why we now have engineers in the game. So, you know, when you take into consideration that what the club is trying to do is to make sure that we survive against an outside threat, allowing the Federation and the Empire to build up weapons to take them on is a big part of this. And part of that is unofficial law, and part of it is. The London Accord is certainly official. It's in the game. You can look it up. Yeah. The whole idea of the Oresians and the Iressarians and the Clatsians is not so much official law. It's in several books, but they're not officially sanctioned as being law by Frontier. And so because of that, we kind of have to take it tongue-in-cheek. I don't think they are either, SB. I don't think they are the enemy at all. I really don't. I think that Aegis want what they have. You look at everything in the game. You look at our frameshift drive, for example. A frameshift drive now that is allowing us to travel around the universe in untold speeds. I mean, we are traveling around the universe in 10 times faster than we were maybe, what, 50, 70 years ago. Yeah, as far as game time's concerned. Yeah. Hey, Seth. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. We're talking about Thargoids and theories about the club, and we're also talking about Raxxla, and at the same time we're doing a little bit of a tour of all the old worlds. So come and join us, come and, you know, tell us what your thoughts are. We're willing to discuss it. But no, they're not. I don't think they are a threat. You know, I really don't. Hiya, Symbol. Good to see you, my friend. I don't think they're a threat. I don't think they are an invading force. I think they look at Aegis and they see INRA, and they know what INRA did to them, so they want to prevent, you know. Yes, absolutely, you're right. Yes. You know. As long as we're not talking about hemorrhoids. Yeah. Did I see? I did see Ant's video about possible wormhole jumps. Yes, that does make sense. You're right. Maybe that's what Raxxla is. I mean, we've been talking about Raxxla being, you know, a key and a doorway. You know, maybe a wormhole is a really good example. In fact, you know, I never even really thought about a wormhole like that. Yeah, that is a good one. I do like that. Thanks, SB. You know. Okay, I'm going to go and make a quick cup of tea. Just give me 5 minutes, guys. Okay, I'm back. Okay, what are we looking at here? What did I miss in the chat? Okay, so we're talking about wormholes, are we? Wormholes, very interesting. I don't know if they can still jump 600 light years. You're right, that was old lore. I don't know if they can still do that. But they certainly do use witch space a bit more different than we do, that's for sure. And remember that our FSD technology is based upon what we got from them. Okay, so we've pretty much had a good look around this system and there's not really anything popping out at us. So I think we're going to get to change our text and move on to somewhere a bit more interesting. Cabings, we've had a look at it. No wormholes. Okay, Fletch to you next. Let's go have a look at that place. Okay, I'm having a bit of trouble finding this one. Let's go back to the There it is. That's where we're going.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Alright, here we are in... Oh, get it. It's another undiscovered place. So we're going to go to the nav beacon.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Steve has a black book and Powers has a spreadsheet. Well, it's good that you're saving information, guys. Oh my lord. Okay, there's arguments over that, Powers. So, do you know the full story of it first? That's the important thing. Okay? Because there's 3 different versions. And depending upon which superpower you listen to, gives you a very different version. Oh. Ouch. Okay, so everybody relax and I will tell you a story. Oh, I'm gonna wait, have there's no doubt to what Meta Drive is and what Bill Turner did. But how it happened is is one point of view against another, Steve? What have we got in this system? Let's have a look. Looks like we're going to have to fly out a bit at some of these places. Okay. Oh, nice cup of tea. Yeah, that's good.
Scan detected.
Okay, you're back. All right. Okay. No problems. So, Metadrive. Wow, where do we start on this one? Okay. So I will tell you the story of Metadrive from the viewpoint of the Alliance. Okay. So this is a story all about Mick Turner. Okay, so Mick Turner is Bill Turner's father or grandfather. I can't remember which one it is. Okay. And what happened was Mick Turner was one of the people that basically allowed the Alliance to exist. They were one of the ones. He was one of the ones, along with a guy called, along with a lady called Argent, who basically allowed the Alliance to break away from the Federation and the Empire and all the fighting that was happening in Alioth. And they set up some companies together, and Mick Turner made a ship called Turner's Quest, and this was supposed to have a super duper ooper drive on it that could go much further than any other drive that had been designed at the time. And his intention was to go and find the Thargoid homeworld. That was his intention. So he boosted off in this drive and was never heard from again. Nobody knows what happens to him. It is hinted at that he was killed. And it is hinted at that he was killed because in one of the books, Mick Turner's hull is being used as a table. So a piece of his ship is actually being used as a table. But you'll have to read the books to find out where that is. So Argent, who was madly in love with Mick, said, "Well, screw this. I'm gonna make a ship to go and find him." So she made Argent's Quest, which was also supposed to have a super duper uber engine in it, and she got a pilot to go out there and try and find Mick Turner. Instead, reportedly, according to the Alliance, and I say that again, with heavy emphasis. He found the Thargoids, discussed things with them, and came back with a Thargoid vessel. Now this is where the story gets complicated, because the Alliance claim that the operative who brought the Thargoid vessel back had been compromised by INRA and flew the vessel away for INRA to find things. And that's one of the reasons why INRA dissolved, was because of the scandal that happened afterwards. If you believe the other superpowers, though, that's not quite what happened. What happened was that the Alliance took the Thargoid vessel, reverse engineered its frameshift drive, and basically produced the frameshift drive that is in your ship right now. And there was a company called Metadrive that was suffering from a considerable amount of financial losses, and they put it on the market for selling. And the Sirius Corporation bought it, looked into the research they'd been doing, and discovered, according to them, that by scanning Thargoid wake patterns, they'd managed to produce a frameshift drive that could go further than the one that was currently around. So all of a sudden, Sirius started selling the frameshift drive that is in your ship, yeah, because of what they got out of Metadrive, and they gave the data from the Metadrive to Bill Turner. Now, whether or not that information came from Thargoid scanning, wake scanning, or whether it came from that Thargoid vessel that came back, is the big argument. We don't know what happened exactly. It is suggested that the club saw that the Alliance was about to produce a faster, better frameshift drive, which it would have monopolized and used itself, and took plans to cause Metadrive to go into financial ruin, so that the Sirius Corporation could buy it and then make it available to everybody. That's what Metadrive is all about. Okay, what we got here? Not really got much, have we? There's nothing jumping out at me again. Nope, nothing really there. So we're going to fly out to the furthest point we can go. We're going to go to B3. Okay, there we go. So this is one of the reasons why there's probably 4 of the engineers that might be working either directly or indirectly for the mysterious shadowy organisation called the Club. And one of them is Bill Turner. So if you believe the Alliance, they said that INRA stole technology. And it was so damning that INRA was dissolved. So there might be an ounce of truth in there somewhere. If you believe the other places, they would state that Metadrive got its information maybe from a bit more than just Thargoid wake scanning. Either way, the frameshift drive we are using is based on Thargoid technology. So that's a really good reason, you know, for us wanting to go to war with them, because they have stuff we want. Yeah? Powers, I think that the club existed before INRA was doing what it was doing. I don't think that INRA could exist without the club. That the whole point of the club is to weaponize and arm humanity preparing for something. And I don't think that INRA could exist without the club pulling strings to make the Federation and the Empire work together. I mean, these guys really hated each other. You know, they had wars, cold wars that lasted centuries. And then all of a sudden, somebody turns up and goes, look, you're going to start working together. You don't know it yet, but you're going to start working together. You know, what must they have told them? Yeah. It makes you wonder. It really does. Yeah, again, nothing really coming up here. So I think we can mark this one off our list. It's referring to a weapon. I don't know if it's referring to a weapon. They certainly want to. I mean, you take a look at the Guardian stuff. This is why people say that Ramtar's involved too, because what's the first thing they did with the Guardian stuff they got? Weaponized it. All of a sudden, all the Guardian weapons are on. Oh, it's really effective against Thargoids. Yeah, we want all of that. Yeah, we want all of that. Do you really think that Ramtar had all that money to pay commanders to go and do all of those lore things himself? No, he had a backer, he had a sponsor. Yeah, Aegis was like, okay, these AX weapons we're using. Have you seen any AX weapons since the Guardian stuff came out? No, of course not, because they don't want to make any more. They don't need to. They've got Guardian stuff now, so we won't see any more AX weapons because they've got Guardian weapons. They're the ones that are hurting the what-you-call-its. Yeah, there you go. There's two ways of making commanders do things. The first way is to hit them with a big stick and say, do this. Yeah? The second way is to produce a really big fat carrot, yeah, and say, hey, why don't you do this? And we'll give you this. Yeah? I'll give you a really good example. Look at this. And this is why Galnet's so important, because it tells you things about what's happening in the universe that you didn't know before. Look at that. So I'm going to read this to you. Yeah? Oh, excuse me. Okay. Aegis has announced that it will allow technology brokers to reduce their requirements for producing items in order to increase overall combat effectiveness against the Thargoids. Hendrik de la Sarde, a senior engineer at Aegis Research, clarified the development. Aegis is aware that the galactic community has worked incredibly hard to oppose the Thargoids in the core systems. To show our appreciation, we are making it easier for independent pilots to obtain advanced weaponry and hardware. We have contacted all registered technology brokers and supplied them with additional funding resources and manufacturing equipment. As a result, they now need fewer commodities and materials for those purchasing their designs. Our hope is that by helping pilots to upgrade their ships, we can enhance the survivability and encourage more commanders to join the fight against the Thargoids. Right, so in which world, yeah, do Aegis turn up and give, not sell, give the technology, registered technology brokers, that's an important bit, that, registered technology, in other words, technology brokers on a list, yeah, they give them tools to use this technology, yeah, and they make it easier for you to get these weapons, yeah. they're arming us. They're making sure that everybody is capable of taking on Thargoids. That's what they're doing, yeah? And they're not doing it because there's a, you know, because they're at our doorsteps, you know, banging on the walls. They're not really. They've made a small incursion which we beat back, yeah, using the eagle eye stuff, yeah? No, they're preparing us for something else. If they didn't want to prepare us, if they didn't want us to have all this stuff, if they wanted to keep it to themselves secretly, they wouldn't provide a footload of equipment to technology brokers to produce this Thargoid stuff. Yeah, they wouldn't do that. No, they're preparing us for a battle. Yeah. And if you read that and think, oh, it's Frontier being very... No, read between the lines. Yeah? This is the real lore of the game. It's not in a book somewhere. It's happening now. There. That's the real lore of the game. Right there. Yeah? And it's the way that... Remember, this is the way they're talking. Aegis are aware that the galactic community has worked incredibly hard to oppose the Thargoids in the core systems. To show our appreciation. Thanks guys. To show our appreciation, we're going to make these guns easy for you to get. Yeah? Thanks so much. Yeah? We love you guys. Well done. Yeah? Well done. Pat on the back. No, that's not what this is about. Please, buy these fucking guns because we know what's on the horizon. Yeah? We know what's on the horizon. That's what the club's all about. The club is all about uniting us against what they consider to be a threat, a major threat. And they wouldn't be doing all of this, yeah, if they didn't think it was going to be a serious threat. It's as simple as that. That's what the club's all about. Okay, so we've flown around here for shit. There's not really very much here, really, is there? There's not much to see. So I think we can move on to the next place now. Oh, I've already marked it. Okay, we're going to... Oh, wait, we're going to Lave next. Yeah, let's go to Lave. Well, when I find it. Here we go. Lave. There it is. Now, last time I visited Lave was in lockdown because of all the stuff that's been going on between them and, you know, these are these alliance places trying to take over. So yeah, you know. Well, Steve, you know, you're focused on one thing, mate. I'm not. I love everything about this game. I try to embrace everything. I even love mining, mate. That's how much I love doing everything in this game. Yeah? I even love going mining. And you can ask Powers. Powers has watched me. Yeah? I love going mining in this game. Okay, here we are in Lave. Now, there's lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and have a look at the first... tourist beacon. And if have you never been to the Guardian sites, Steve? Because if you've never been, oh my lord, you are missing out. Those places are awesome. Yeah. Something that FDev have got so right in this game is the idea of aliens and seeing things from an alien's point of view. Yeah, they've really thought about that and put it in. It just sounds as well, the noises that you hear in these places, you know. Multi-crew mining sounds good, mate. I get my. I'm just about to get the pack hounds this Thursday. So after I've got the pack hounds, I'm going to be working on the mining lances next, because they're basically mining lasers with a very, very good range. Yeah. Steve, it's not that much of a grind as much as what it used to be. What do we get out of this place? There we go. We got a nice tourist thing we can have a read now. And look at that. It's all about the first Thargoid contact. Let's have a read. First recorded contact between humanity and the Thargoids took place in 3125, although it has been speculated that there were early encounters, albeit ones with no human survivors or witnesses. A hollow clip of the encounter showing a brief glimpse of the alien ship, and an analysis of the footage revealed characters on the hull reminiscent of the letters Tharg. Some argued the characters might in fact be some kind of symbol, but the word nevertheless fell into popular use, giving rise to the name Thargoid. In the years that followed, scores of encounters with Thargoid vessels were reported, but little concrete evidence emerged, and for a long time nothing more was learned about these mysterious aliens. That's my thought exactly, Powers. That is my thought exactly. So that's where I got. Oh, civilian broadcast. Let's go and have a look at. Now this is interesting. This is interesting. This one. Civilian broadcast. Let's go have a look at this.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Yeah. Well, have you read and Hear the Wheel? Right, Steve? Okay, cool. So, do you know the bit in it where the spoilers? By the way, if you're going to read this, you don't want to listen to what I'm about to say. So the bit in it where the INRA admiral is sat at his desk, and his desk is Mick Turner's ship. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too. Yeah, I think that guy who wrote that book, his name escapes me now, but I think he was given an awful lot of leeway on what he was allowed to do. Yeah, and when you find out the end, who the pirate really is, I was like, whoa, they've really opened this. I hope they do a second one. Yeah, because I know in the forums he was talking about doing a sequel. Yeah, because when you find out who he is, you're like, whoa, that's massive. So I'm not going to say, you know, what he is or anything, you know. John Harper. Lave Radio! Here we go. Oh, John Harper. Oh, that's the author. Okay, fantastic. If you've not read it, it's a great book. Yeah. So this is the Lave Radio Sidewinder. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think we're going to get a picture of the speckled hen alongside the Lave Radio. We're going to do a selfie. Here we go. Maybe. Maybe if we did this. Where's the ship gone? Where is it? I've lost it. I've lost Lave Radio. That's it. It's gone. Where the bloody hell's the ship? Okay guys, I say I'm stuck. Where the bloody hell is Lave Radio gone? Oh, it's hidden. Oh, there we go. Right. There it is! Yay! I was hiding it, you're right. There we go. Take a picture of the speckled end, it's the Lave Radio. There we go. Fantastic. So if anybody, does anybody listen to Lave Radio? Because if you don't, you're missing out. Hey, Bob! There's Lave Radio. Well, actually, I better put it in both chats, haven't I? There we go. There's Lave Radio. Go and take a look at it. Lave Radio does some really good stuff. There's a drama group that's involved with Lave Radio too. Their name escapes me now, but they do plays like stuff, science fiction plays and things like that. It's very, very good. Right, we're going to go and have a look at Walden's dictatorship now.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
So the book that I'm reading at the moment, I'm reading Reclamation, which is the whole Salome story by Drew Wagner. And the reason why I'm reading it is because I'm meeting him in November. I'm going to go and meet him. I haven't actually got a hard copy of the book. I only have a digital copy of it. So when I meet him, I'm going to buy his book. So I'm hopefully will be there with him, yeah, and get him to sign it. Oh, bugger. Oh, narrowly missed it. How you been, Bob? So read this. Walden's dictatorship in the post-Galcop decades. Galcop was the Galactic Corporation. And they were the ones who amalgamated the old worlds and made them such a powerful entity. They were initially a merchant fleet, made up of lots of merchants that were able to pull together and fend off the big forces like the Federation and the Empire at the time. When the Thargoids first attacked, it was Galcop who went to battle with them. They refitted their merchant vessels and went to war with them. But they didn't do very well. In fact, the first few years they saw massive losses. And their fleet, because their fleet wasn't really warships, they were merchant vessels just kitted out with guns. They kind of got their ass handed to them. And the Federation and the Empire stepped in then with INRA. So you'd be forgiven for thinking that maybe there was a bit of a conspiracy there with, you know, saying, oh, Galcop, help us against the threat of the Thargoids. And that bought the Federation and the Empire enough time to form INRA and get their act together to take on the Thargoids. Who knows? But this is what happened was the ships came back, what was left of them, and they didn't really have the power they used to have, and the money kind of disappeared from the old worlds, and that was the end of the Galcop era. So when it says post Galcop, it talks about the decades after the Galactic Corporation. So decades was a study in the use of propaganda to further the illusion of contentment. The public face of Lave was a progressive culture with enlightened leadership that was remodeling itself as an independent power in the wake of a corrupt and self-serving organisation that had based itself there. So in other words, they're making out as if Galcop was a dictatorship. They're throwing out this propaganda that Lave used to be, you know, held by old corrupt powers, and they're gone now. But in fact, the truth is far from that. Slowly, though, the populace saw where Walden's policies were leading and began to speak up, only to be quietly dealt with. So this guy, Walden, basically stepped in after Galcop and sort of turned the place into his own little hidden, you know, state. The revolution in 3265 finally saw the end of Walden's reign of terror, but saw Lave relegated to a backwater world, too wrapped up in its own troubles to amount to anything on the galactic stage. Its former importance meant that Lave has become a key tourist venue with numerous tributes to the Galcop era in terms of museums and artifacts. So this Lave really emphasizes the idea of this is where everything used to be going on. Yeah, this is where the first games were, but it's old now, it's not there anymore, and there's nothing new in Lave, there's nothing, you know, it's a tourist spot now, nobody really bothers to go there for any other reason, you know. Steve, do not get me started on the Guardians. Because the Guardians are a whole different ball game. So that there are big, massive, gaping questions about the Guardians. Number one, where did the Exiles go? Number two, where did the AIs go? Yeah. And number three, are there more Guardian sites out there we've not found? Yeah. Wow. You know, and remember, all of that, all of the Guardian storyline, all of the Guardian lore line is like 1,000,000 years before we were even around. Never mind in space, just existed. Like, you know, it's interesting stuff. It's all interesting stuff. Okay, so let's go and visit another place. Galcop. Okay, so we're going to go and look at the history of Lave now. Let's go have a look.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I'm a massive believer, Steve, in the whole concept of ancient alien theory. Yeah, I really like the idea that we've been visited in the past, and maybe some, if not all, of what we call gods were in fact aliens visiting us. And I think that the Guardians have a big part to play in that theory. I really do. I like the idea of that. I know that it was something that Carl Sagan had thought about in the past as to whether or not, you know, we'd been visited, but I think he dismissed it very easily because he's a physicist, and that's what physicists do, don't they? So, okay. History of Lave. Here we go. Actually, learning something here. This is good. Yeah, Van Daniken is the guy who wrote the book Chariots of Fire. Is that it? Is that what he wrote? Is that the name of his book? Or Wheels of Fire in the Sky or something like that? Yeah. But he got a lot of his stuff from Zachary Sitchin. Is that his name? Zachary Sitchin? So Zachary Sitchin was the guy who basically came forward with the theory that the Sumerians, which were the early civilizations, you know, had aliens as being their teachers, and Daniken just basically built off that. He took the concepts of a lot of different places being related to ancient alien theory, yeah. And yeah, it's an interesting. His book's very good. A lot of it though has kind of been debunked, which is, you know, unfortunate. But I guess, you know, they wouldn't be able to do that unless the book didn't exist first, you know. Okay, history of Lave. One of the oldest colonies of the sector, colonial deep space cruisers Herschel and Oberon. Right, now I'm pausing. Because I've just read something. Let me just look something up, and then I'll explain why I've just paused. Oh, bloody hell. I think I just found something that could be interesting. So, when you talk about Raxxla, you cannot dismiss the interesting connection between Raxxla and a family. And that family is the Riders. And Alex Rider was reportedly one of the people who was searching for Raxxla, and he had two sons, and their names were Neptune and Oberon. And here we have one of the oldest colonies of the sector. Colonial deep space cruisers Herschel and Oberon reached the system that designated L453 in 2412. Lave has been a dictatorship from before the fall of the Galactic Cooperative. In 3174, Dr. Hans Walden came to power. Walden established an authoritarian dictatorship. The previous economic hardships brought about by the fall of the Galactic Cooperative was still remembered. Under Walden there was stability, just not prosperity. Walden's rule was very long and rumoured to involve genetic manipulation, as he greatly extended his own life, with his eventual death at the hands of assassination triggering a revolution. Oberon's Herald. Oh, I like that part. Did you know the name Oberon? Did you know where it came from? You know, lore-wise? Yeah? You didn't know that, so that's pretty cool. So, I believe that the story goes that Neptune Rider carried on looking for Raxxla, and Oberon Rider formed what is called the Circle of Elite Pilots and broke away from the Dark Wheel. and went searching for Soontil. Hey Smitty, you alright? Welcome to the stream. So I wonder if there's a connection here. Why would Alex call his sons Neptune? It can't be that simple, can it? Alex wasn't leaving a message for us, was he? By naming his sons Neptune and Oberon? Was he leaving us a message as to where things might be? Is it really that simple? That's one that needs to be looked into. Smitty, you just bought Elite Dangerous? Fantastic! Welcome to the game, mate. I'm going to have to look up the Space Cruiser Herschel and Oberon. I think there could be a link there. I think there could be a genuine connection. Okay. So we looked at those. We're now going to fly towards this place. Is there an L454 in the game? Well, that's what Lave was. L-454. No, mate, no. In fact, it takes me to Lave. So yeah, no. Well, exactly. Why would you? Well, why would Alex Ryder name his sons Neptune and Oberon? Okay, that's one that needs to be looked into. Yeah, we will put that on the list.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, bloody hell, come on, come on. Yay.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Okay, so I think there's more tourist spots in this place that can tell us a bit more information. And then, yeah, I think we might have our next lead, guys. I think it's time to do a bit of research into Oberon and to do a bit more research into Neptune, and maybe go and take a look at it in a future stream. And say, hey, search of Raxxla has brought us here. Because Neptune is the one that continued the search. Neptune is the one who carried on with the Dark Wheel and was probably the leader for the Dark Wheel for quite a while. Now then. You made 750,000 credits in a Sidewinder, Smitty? Well done. Do you know, at some point, Smitty, let me know, yeah, and I'll come over to where you are, and I'll do a wing mission with you. And you can earn a lot of money doing that. All you do is just sit there and let me do all the work. It's bags of fun. Okay, we're at 1,000 now, can't see any there. No, other guy, you're kidding me! Oberon's the moon of your... Oh. It's all coming together, Oberon. Oh my lord. This is pointing at the Sol system. Herschel. Herschel. Why would Alex Ryder name his sons Herschel and Oberon? Oh, sorry, he didn't name his sons Herschel and Oberon. He named his sons Neptune and Oberon. But the other system, the other ship, was Herschel. Herschel and Oberon were the two space cruisers who came to Lave. Wow, Powers, I didn't even think of that. Oh my god, you know what? I'm actually getting excited thinking about it. That's a really strong link, yeah? And then when other guy piped up and told us that, you know, it's a moon. Guys, I think we could be onto something here. I really do. I'm not really getting much out of this, so I think we've done everything we can do in Lave. So I think we're going to go to our next place. So open that. Let's tick off Lave, because we've only got a couple of places left to go. So we're going to go to Zeons next. Now, I've been to Zeons and I've fly around Zeons before, but I'll do the same again. I don't think there's very much there. But I can tell you all about Zeons because I know about it. So Zeons is the Interstellar Bank.
Frameshift drive charging.
Here we go. There we go. Right. So Zeons, I don't think it has very many things here. It doesn't. No, I don't think it's. Well, it's got a Ridley Scott station. Woo! But I don't think it has very many tourist beacons. But we will fly to the end of it just to be sure that we're covering everything. So we'll go to Zeons 5. So Zeons. Yeah, Powers. Well, do you know when you do your insurance in the game? Yeah, your insurance pays out because you pay 1/10 of it. Yeah, that's Zeons. Zeons are your insurance company. Oh, have I flown past it? Oh no, there we go. Yes, they have. Yes. And it's understanding how they all link. But that whole Oberon and Neptune thing, that is interesting. That is interesting. Yeah? Because if that's the case, it's been staring us in the face. Literally, Alex Ryder named his two sons Neptune and Oberon. We got 6 installation. Not really anything else jumping out at us, unfortunately. No, not really. Sorry. Okay. Right, we're going to mark this system as looked at. And finally, we're going to go to the last system on our list, which is a very interesting system because this is Tigsteruk. Now, the only thing with this is I never know how to pronounce this system. Is it Tigsteruk or Tigsteruk? Tigsteruk or Tigsteruk? I can never pronounce it. Okay, anyway, we're going there. Okay. So Tigsteruk is in the game. Was originally in the Elite games. Something very important was at Tigsteruk. Something called the Tigsteruk graveyard, and this was a big spaceship graveyard that was full of wrecks, and it had a big sort of crystal pyramid in the middle of it that you could go visit, and it was illegal. It was illegal for you to go in there. This is all according to the book, The Dark Wheel. And yes, this graveyard, which is still not in the game. Look, there we go. It's not there. Curious transmission. We'll go and have a look at that because that's important. So the graveyard supposedly was kind of a base for the Dark Wheel at one point. And the chap we're talking about, Alex Ryder, became an elite pilot and became part of the Dark Wheel in the book The Dark Wheel, funnily enough. And yeah, he had a base out here in the graveyard. Now, when people first came into the game, they were like, what happened to the graveyard? It's not here. It was in the previous games, but it's not here anymore. And FDev, in their usual manner, were a bit elusive as to what was actually going on. And they were like, yeah, we know it's in the game. Yeah, whatever. Like that, yeah, and nobody knows. And then the book... RPG, the Elite Dangerous Encounters role-playing game came out. Now, as I'm sure Symbol will tell you, Symbol and I are massive RPG fans. We like playing role-playing games. We don't just mean computer ones, we mean tabletop role-playing. And ED Encounters, which is the unofficial yet sort of official role-playing game, had tons of lore in it. Tons and tons and tons of lore. And part of that lore talks about the Tigsteruk graveyard and how it was bought. In fact, a rich individual, and we don't know who it is, turned up, purchased it, and took it away. And that's the reason why it's not here in the sky. It's because somebody owns it. Somebody's actually taken it away. And that's important because those ships have a lot of secrets in them. They have a lot of information and a lot of secrets. Now, we do know that this happened maybe 2 years ago, because at the time of Salome's story, the graveyard was still here, and we know that because of this information here. So, in 3302, an antique Cobra Mark III was interred at the Tigsteruk orbital graveyard. Shortly before the ship was laid to rest, a beacon aboard the vessel transmitted a repeating sequence of curious characters. The sequence was picked up by several relay posts in the Tigsteruk system, and it has now been determined that it contains content obscure with an unknown encryption. The encrypted data is followed by an apparently meaningless, clear text phrase. The Vain Queen rides a giraffe that remembers her daughter's hero. And this, of course, is part of the Salome story. And the whole story of this is that this is referring to Cassiopeia and Andromeda. And all of these are constellations in the area known in space as the Formidine Rift. And that was how guys who were following the Salome story in game knew to head in that direction to find what was going on. This was one of the big clues that revealed. But after 3302, it got bought. It got purchased. It's actually in the ED RPG, the ED Encounters RPG lore that it was purchased. And in fact, I'll see if I can find it for you very quickly. Bear with me a moment, because I do have a digital copy of it. Okay, let's see if I can find that particular piece of information, and if I can show it you, that's even better. If you want loads of lore, looking at the ED Encounters role-playing game is really good. It's packed full of lore, like full history lore, and all of this lore, by the way, has been officially sanctioned by Frontier. They've okayed it all, so it's, you know, it's about as legitimate as you can get, and it's really interesting. If you want a link to it, I can provide that link. Just bear with me. I'm just trying to find where it's mentioned. There we go. Okay. Yes, so here we go, here it is. Right, I'm going to try and bring this up for you. Bear with me. Go. There we go, guys. Right. So, I'll read this out for you. So, Tyneisla had long been associated with history, being the host to renowned Tyneislan orbital graveyard for many centuries. The Tyneisla Historical Society developed as a result of that facility. The Society is a small organisation with a big dream, to become the foremost authority on the true and accurate histories of humanity's successes and failures from their origins on Earth to the present day. After the decline of Galcop, so remember we talked about Galcop and who they were, when the old world's region became less than popular, the graveyard and its facilities declined with it. Funding was cut, and the graveyard was reduced to a basic staff. The facilities on the administrative station were closed, and the artifacts and records collected there were put into storage on the Brett High station by the close of 3100. So you want to know where all the storage is for this? Brett High. Yeah? Almost a century later, a buyer named Leon Wells offered a generous sum to purchase the asset of the graveyard. The license for the graveyard site itself was sold for a nominal 1 credit sum. Wells, an independent wealthy man who had made his fortune exploring the galaxy before the advent of the new drive technology, devoted some of his finances to protection for the graveyard, but focused more on the facility's historical assets, registering the Tigsteruk Historical Society with local government in the late 3290s. So that's only 14 years ago that he did this. He then embarked on a recruitment drive, bringing in historians and explorers to actively investigate the historical artifacts and stories and rumours. The THS team have focused on real history and have built a reputation for seeking the facts of matters rather than blindly settling for unsubstantiated rumours and third-party accounts. Today the THS is growing in influence and are becoming known for their impartiality and search for truth. Many of its staff are tasked with travelling the galaxy to find out the truth of many historical events, with at least one member of staff usually assigned to long-range fact-finding missions. Now, who does that sound like to you? That sounds like somebody else that I know, that. Now, I just want to check something, because if this is true... Here we go. When was it now? Sorry guys, I'm just checking something in Galnet. So who's familiar with the League of Reparations? Okay, that's fine, that's alright. Okay, that's good. I was just looking up something. I thought there was a connection then, but there wasn't. Okay, it's all good. Yeah. Law! I am the law! Okay then, right. So, that's the curious transmission. So we know that in 3302 the graveyard was still there, but it's not there right now. And we know that it's been purchased by a team of people who are interested in myths and legends and the truth in the universe. Who does that sound like? I'm going to leave that with you guys and make your own assumptions on what might actually be happening there. Yeah? What else we got going on in Tigsteruk? Not really much more happening. Is Brett High here? Is Brett High station here? Let's go. There's Brett High. I don't... Right. So, who else do you know, Powers, who is out there searching for myths and legends? Yeah? Does that make it a bit easier for you to understand what I'm getting at?
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Okay, we're going to fly out to here and see if we pick up any more tourist beacons along the way. I don't think we're going to, but we'll have a look. You okay, Steve? Did anybody else lose the stream? Thanks, Bob. Did you hear us talking about the graveyard, Steve? Yes, Powers. Exactly. So if you knew where there was a graveyard full of all these really old ships, and it had all these really old dark archives in it, yeah? Wouldn't you be interested in knowing what was in there in case it told you where certain Raxxla might be? Tirelessly looking for it, yes. Well, I don't think it was the club. I think it was the Dark Wheel. I think the Dark Wheel have purchased it. Purchased all the documents and the records, and I think there's no tire on this Dark Wheel. Yeah, I'm not getting any more tourist beacons on this one at the moment. But what is interesting, I think I want to go and take a look at Sol. I think all the stuff we've been talking about tonight is going to be really interesting now. I think I'm going to head over there next. What do you reckon, guys? Shall I stream for just a bit longer and we'll go and take a look at Sol together? Yeah, I'm not getting anything here, am I? Okay. Absolutely, Powers. You take care, my friend. Alright, so what we're going to do is we've done all of the old worlds now, so thank you very much for hanging around, listening, watching us do the worlds, the old worlds. We're going to get rid of that text now. There we go. Okay. And we're going to go and take a look at Sol. We're going to go have a look at Neptune and Uranus. So, galaxy map. Sol. Goodbye, old world.
Frameshift drive charging.
Thank you for providing me with a clue. Onwards for Raxxla.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Fuel skipping. Fuel skipping complete. Frameshift drive recharging.
What's it doing to me? It's cooking me.
Four, 3, 2, 1, engage. Warning, taking heat damage.
Okay, one jump to Saul.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Here we are. Right. So, we got all these stuff here. We're going to look at Neptune, please. We're going to look at Neptune. No, no, come on. Come on. There's your... Okay, right, so let's go to Oberon. Oh my god, you can land at Oberon. Jesus. Right, we're going to go to Oberon. Here we go. Is there anything interesting about Oberon? Is there anything, you know, in the wiki about it? Maybe. Yeah, there's not a lot of information there, unfortunately. Oh, look at that! Triton, I forgot about Triton. One of the permit-locked systems, one of the permit-locked moons. I want to go look at Triton. Welcome back, Smitty. We've flown out to Seoul now. We're going to go have a look at Oberon. Lunchtime, nice. Okay. No, you gotta kind of fly down, Smitty. Yeah, you gotta. I mean, I'll show you. Actually, I'll land on this moon. Yeah. So you don't point yourself down. Slowly come down. Yeah. Especially on the high G worlds. Yeah. So you can see I'm taking like a slower approach. Yeah. And then just follow the horizon, mate. Yeah. So I'm going to try and stay in the sun if I can. Yes, you can check that in the system map. Yeah. But even then, if it's a high G, it's still possible to land on them, you know. So here we go. I'm going to try and land on Oberon. So keep yourself nice and following the horizon like this. Yeah. You'll see. I mean, look at that. I'm coming down fairly quickly now. There we go. Hit up to flight, and eventually, what will happen is it'll go into glide. So we're just going to fly around here. You can see like surface is coming up a bit harder now. Get so below 100 and we should start to go into glide very soon. And just don't point yourself down, mate, just gracefully go down. So here we go. Gonna go into glide in a moment. There we go. So hit glide and glide down. There we go. And when we get a bit closer to the ground, don't worry too much because you will come out of glide. Should drop me out at about 7 or 6. There we go. And that's it now. I'm in normal flight. And then you can just literally point yourself down a bit more. You can get a bit more of an aggressive approach. And as long as you're keeping an eye on that that altitude on the right hand side, you can control your speed, adjust it as you see fit. There we go. Slow down a bit now. Yeah, there we go. Nice flat area over there. So drop my landing gear. I think it starts coming up over 200, I think. You know. I missed a POE, did I? Ooh. Never mind. There'll surely be another one along in a moment. And there we go. Touchdown! Here we are in Oberon. She definitely needs a paint job, right? Well, with that in mind, I think I'm going to draw the stream rather excitedly to a close. I'm going to have a fly around Sol and see if I can figure out what's happening here, see if there's any more clues. But I'd like to thank you all for joining me. If you've not done so already, please like and subscribe. It does wonders for both my channel and indeed my ego. If you want to get hold of me for any particular reason, take a look at the description of this video and you will see a link to my Discord server. You'll see a link to the Magpie Mafia Discord server, which is where I spend most of my time, and indeed Ineffectual Gaming, which is a great little community that I'm part of as well. Also, if you look below that, you'll also see some other stuff in my description, which is the links to some other content creators. Go over there, go and see what they're all about, and all that kind of stuff. So guys, Marshall, good to see you. Didn't notice you came on there. Smitty, Bob, Steve, Spork, other guy, anybody else who I might have missed, I do apologise. Thanks very much guys for watching. Thanks very much for being part of the stream. And yeah, it was great to talk about my favourite subject, which is lore, you know. So fantastic. Symbol, good to see you too. So take care, Commanders, and remember, no matter what you may name your sons, or where Raxxla may be, or indeed what mischievous plans the club has up its sleeves, they will never ever take the skies from us.